Hi, I'm Kari Tillman. I'm with the Brett Torino Foundation. Thank you for joining us at our Be 100% podcast, where we inspire people to be 100% in no matter what you do in life. Hi, hello. So glad to see you guys every year. I see these two. You are the surprise this year. Like, how many feet did you grow?
And he's bald.
And he's bald.
Probably like an inch or two.
Oh my, an inch or two? No. I think there's 12 inches here since last year.
At least a foot.
I know. So before we get started, I want you all to introduce yourself. So say your full name, your camp name, and what your position is at camp this year.
I'll start off. I am these children's father. My name is Jeff Burns, and I go by Spidey here at camp. I've found camp about 14 years ago, and I've been volunteering ever since. I quickly, at that 14 years ago, my daughter here is now, how old are you?
20.
And your name is?
Ainsley Burns, and my camp name's Crash and Burns, and Crash and Burn, and I'm a counselor.
So 14 years ago, with some math, she started at 6 years of age, and Nolan here is now turning 18 next month. Here I'm speaking for him. I'll let him.
I'm Nolan Burns. My camp name was Cardinal. Now it's Slim Shady. And I'm 17. I turn 18 next month.
So if you're just listening and not watching, he used to have a llama haircut a week ago. He's now shaved and gone blonde, so he looks like the real Slim Shady. But he was 14 years ago. Nolan would have been 4 or 5.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
he was a toddler, like literally. I remember so specifically you guys showing up the first time and just knowing you were going to be like camp kids. So what has it been like growing up at camp? Because you've literally grown up at camp.
I think it's like definitely just changed the way that I think about people. Like I'll hear that someone has autism, and I mean, it doesn't change anything to me. Like I definitely it's just a kid. I might think a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, he's just a person.
And what about you though, Nolan? Like as far as like you coming to camp and your experience here, I mean, do you look forward to it, or is your dad like you're going to camp and you have no choice?
I love camp. I look forward to it every year.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, the truth is I used to bring them here and they loved it just because it was camp and fun. But as I've gotten older and more tired, and my energy level to sustain running the activities of camp every day, they're the ones that keep me coming anymore. They're the ones that every year, no, Dad, we're going. This is a non-negotiable. We're all going.
Yeah.
So.
Good for you. And
Yeah, I look forward to camp too. I moved. I live in Utah now, so I even have to travel further to come here, but it's worth it to me.
Oh, Utah's a better place now. Now that you live there. I mean that. They got lucky. They did. And so, Jeff, give us a little bit, because I know people say, oh, activities director, all right. So what? He does a few things here and there, and he directs everyone else. But your job from day one has been, it's very taxing. Can you help everyone understand?
I just get to have fun. Everyone else has to worry about rules, and I try not to break them. But no, in all reality, he is the
biggest offender, by the way. He is. Has been over the years.
Well, I am a kid at nature and at heart, so it does come easy to have fun. My job, though, my role starts way before camp in programming what we're going to do from the time the kids wake up in the morning to the time the kids go to bed, and we need to keep them busy. And the challenge there, especially with this demographic, and the age group, is that we have everybody from 6-year-olds all the way up to 17-year-olds. And obviously the activities that would keep them entertained and excited and wanted to come back year after year, it has to adapt. Mm-hmm. But yet you have to you can't have 117 different stations. Mm-hmm. So adapting those. So we start a month in with the rest of our team in creating those activities, coming up with new fun stuff. After 14 years, we're always trying to reinvent the wheel every year to make it better, make it fun, switch it up. And a lot of these campers come year after year, and we want them to have a new experience. We don't want them to get bored either. So constantly injecting new ideas. And over the years, we've found a ton that work and a ton that don't work. Right. And we have just as much fun planning and seeing execution. For me, I get a lot out of coming up with a crazy idea. This year, Nintendo is our theme. So you can't do Nintendo without Mario Karts, right? Everyone's played the Mario Kart game. So we have a station, we're building Mario Karts, and they're gonna put them down the hill.
I've heard it's already amazing. Like a couple of campers just keep talking about it, you know, and so that's when you know you have a huge successful activity. But I have to say, one of the iconic activities, and I remember you meeting with some resistance. I think I even resisted it in the beginning, is the foam pit. Oh my Lord. I was like, what are we doing? And every camper here, when I'm like, what are you looking forward to? The foam pit, the foam pit. So tell us how that happened.
Well, it came from a necessity of campers don't want to shower. And just kidding.
No. I don't think you're kidding, because that was like
how can we have this shower that's fun, right? Every activity has to be fun at camp. So no. Years ago, I came up with the idea, and well, obviously we've seen as they became more popular around, and we decided to try it. You can learn everything on YouTube. Yeah. So I found a YouTube video on how to build a foam machine and a foam pit, and we built one and put it, and it's been a hit ever since. And there was concern how it would affect the kids, how it would affect the ranch, and it's gone off without a hitch. And really, it's another example to me that just reinforces the point that this population, while they may you deal with autism in their life, they're just kids that want to have fun like any other kid. Yeah. And if you just think of it in that fashion and quit thinking about any diagnosis and just think about it as these are kids that want to have fun and plan activities. So they're my inspiration a lot of times. What do they like to do? Well, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, that's wonderful though, and true. And like, how have you guys felt like, you know, so now you guys are counselors, right? You guys are responsible for campers. Do you have an age? What age bracket are you?
We're in the same age group, so we're 9 to 13.
9 to 13. Oh, so that's cool. And plus those kids, I'm sure. Yeah, they look up to you too immensely, I bet. And so,
what is your favorite part of being a counselor?
My favorite part of being a counselor. Oh, my favorite part is the first day they come. They're always so like shy, and apparently, especially my camper, this is his first year, and he didn't talk, didn't want a camp name, was super shy. And then after opening ceremonies, like he actually started dancing, and he's meeting his friends, and his brother's here, and he found out his brother made it to camp safe as well. And now he is just so fun, and he loves the water. He loves the foam pit. He's been talking about it all day. I guess I love watching them come in like nervous and quiet and scared, and then by the end they just don't ever want to leave, and it's so fun for them.
Yeah.
And that's all because of the activities. So
what's the what's the impact in your world? Like when you leave camp, what did you learn at camp? Like what has impacted your life and you take away with you?
Your job.
I actually I worked at a school for kids with autism this past year.
Nice.
So it has come into my daily life. I was a health sub teacher. Just kind of happened. But that made me see more challenges in their lives, because we're having fun. There's no like responsibility here with that. It was school. I had to get them to turn in assignments. So that's where I saw more struggle in their daily lives, but still it's like so rewarding when they get it, when they figure something out. And
do you think camp made you more open to taking on that challenge of accepting a job at a school with kids that are affected with autism?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for here. And I think Nolan said that changed the way he thought, but I don't think I never thought anything different of kids with autism because I grew up here.
Right.
So it's always just been like a normal.
So when you talk with your friends or coworkers and things, like what do you think are the biggest mistruths about autism and having your experience up here?
That they're not smart.
No.
Because they're genius.
Yeah.
They're so smart.
They're so smart. You're right about that.
And that they can't do things when they can. Or they're different. I mean, because they're not really different.
And you hear the word spectrum used a lot. And if you haven't interacted with the population, what does that mean? There couldn't be a better word for spectrum. Mm-hmm. You have kids up here who are nonverbal and aren't able to even communicate what they need, all the way down to, wait a minute, you're affected with autism. Wait a minute, no, it's totally normal. So it's a huge spectrum, and to take everybody at face value.
I always think that too is like they put a blanket on it, like they're all the same, and I'm like, that is the biggest untruth when it comes to the spectrum of autism.
It's the challenge with labels, right?
Well, and another thing is when one child has some behavioral challenges and it's an outburst, I have to say I've seen a zillion typical kids do the same thing.
Right.
They just don't get labeled for it. So, you know, I just feel like it's so important to keep educating people and helping them understand that it's really seeking attention sometimes when we just, all of us have our outbursts. Hey, I throw 5-year-old tantrums still.
And as these young humans' father,
Yeah.
As their father, I was excited when I found camp. I was looking for a way to give back to the community and be involved. And I quickly saw that exposing my kids to this environment would be more beneficial to them than me in my life at a fundamental age as they grew up, one, helping and volunteering and learning the benefits to that to your life, but also interacting with a population that they wouldn't normally probably act with or interact with them throughout their lives, and how that's affected them.
And the cool thing is, because it affected them, then it affects you.
It's all a symbiotic relationship, right?
It's beautiful. Okay, so Nolan, what's your biggest takeaway when you leave here, you know, working with kids with autism? What type of, you know, input do they have in your world as far as when you go back home?
So I work at this cafe, and the cafe I work at will hire kids on internships with any disabilities, but a lot of them do have autism.
I love that.
And it just kind of shows that, like, the way I have been raised and gone to camp, and the people that haven't, like, they'll just treat them more cautiously, and like they don't know how to do things on their own, and they can't make their own food, and they can't do this, they can't do that. But I mean, I know that they're qualified, and like they might need a little assistance here and there, but at the end of the day, they can do it all on their own.
All right, plug your cafe. Where do you work?
It's called the Bronze Cafe.
Nice. We're gonna give a shout out to the Bronze Cafe.
They are very good at inclusive hiring, we'll call it.
Yeah, very nice.
Very
Love to
diverse in
hear
their
about
hiring.
that. Yeah. Hey, everybody deserves a chance, right?
Right.
So the parting question for you guys is, when do you guys take the torch and run camp?
Well, we're going to have a ceremony right now. I will hand you the golf cart key and you the...
I was just going to say. You get a radio.
They have to kick me out first,
Yeah.
you know? And every year I'm like, okay, this is my last year. But then I come up and I experience the feels and the smiles. You know, before camp, it's when I want to quit. You know, when it's like, you know, when it's the work.
Right.
It's just organization and figuring things out.
I haven't seen any smiling faces yet.
There's been no reward, right?
Right.
It's all just, what am I doing? And this is my free time. And then you come up here and you get the biggest paycheck ever, which is the smiles and the feels. And then you go back ready. Okay, there's no way I can ever stop doing this.
Right.
So to answer that question is good luck.
Yeah.
Overtaking it.
Right?
Now, you may carry bigger roles as you push me around in a wheelchair someday, but
You don't have your wheelchair up here?
Yeah.
why not? Why not? We're all inclusive. Come
By
on.
then we'll have little hover chair crafts. And he'll be hovering around and making sure you guys are doing everything exactly the way he would. My biggest takeaway from this interview is that you guys use this as a traditional family experience, and that is priceless to me. So that's, I mean, when I thought about interviewing people, because like everyone up here is my family, you know, I definitely went through this every year. And I just remember you guys at such a small age, and then you guys have just grown up. So you really have this generational connection to the camp, and I think it's really cool. So thank you.
Thank you for providing an opportunity for us to do it. We're glad that we found you guys, and it's been a benefit to us. Probably more than we have been to you.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the Be 100% podcast show. If you would like to get involved in any way, volunteer, donate to any of the organizations that we've had as guests on this show, please look at the description below. Definitely like us, love us actually, or follow us even better. And we look forward to delivering the next episode to you, so stay tuned.